So after seeing all that fishy under the sea fun, we're going to have a go this week at making some under the sea pictures of our own. Now I've got a piece of card here that's blue, but you can use any colour, or you can use some plain and colour in the background, but that's going to be my sea, that's going to be my under the water background. And I'm just going to try using a combination of bottle tops off your juice or off your milk, anything that you finished with the carton. And it's okay to take the top away, would make a really good start to this fishy picture. Or if you don't have that, or if you would rather, I'm going to use some buttons. Now you might have some buttons lying around in a sewing kit or a box, or you might have some clothes that you've grown out of, things you don't wear anymore. Check with a grown-up that it's okay to use the buttons off those old things if they're no good for you anymore for wearing. And we could make lots of really nice different coloured fish under the sea using those. I've decided to use a green bottle top and a silver bottle top, and I've got a pink and a purple and a yellowy golden button. So I'm just going to place them round about my piece of paper, space them out nicely in my sea, and then I need just to stick them down with some glue so that they stay where they are. Then we're going to make them some little tails, because the buttons and the lids are the bodies, and what they need now are some little fishy tails so they can swim around under the sea. Now really there are lots of different things that you could use to make your fish's tails. I've got some foam there, which is a little bit thicker, or I've got some card. You could use pictures from magazines to give you different coloured paper or wrapping paper, or you could just use white plain card or paper and colour that in. Have a little think about the different things you've got. It really just depends on what you've got you can do. And all we're really going to do in order to make the fishes with an ordinary pencil is just to draw a triangle kind of shape, but a sort of slightly rounded one. So I'm going to draw the pointy triangle bit like that, but I'm going to round it off. Now you can make these all a little bit different as well, so you could do a plain one like that, or you could do one and you can put little stripes at the end of his fins and either cut along there to make them look a little bit different, or colour them in different colours if you were using plain paper. You could try a few different things out and see what you think. So we could just do a plain triangle one there and a slightly more fancy one. You can make all of your fish look a little bit different to show the different types of fish. Maybe you could do one with a spotty tail if you wanted. You could put some circles on. It's entirely up to you how you would like your fish to look. So just play around with some ideas and see what looks good. So all you need to do is have a good play around with the different tops and the different bits and pieces you can find around your home until you're happy with your different fish. Just to show you, you can use pretty much any old wrappers or packets or cardboard boxes or magazines you can find. I've just used a bit of an old sweetie wrapper there to make my purple fish. He's got a purple body and a purple tail. And then all you need to do is grab your glue stick and start sticking down when you're happy. So I've got a pink fish with a yellow tail with the different fins cut in. I've just cut some triangles into this one to give him a bit of a zoomy kind of tail. I've stuck some spots on that one just to make him look a bit different, so you can have all sorts of different fish in your under the water scene. And just get your glue. When you're happy with where they all are, just start sticking them all down. I've made mine zoom in different directions just to make it really look like fish that are just teeming around under the water. And here they are, starting to look very lifelike and like they're having a lovely time zooming around under the sea, especially this one. He looks particularly happy with his spotty tail and his cheerful grin. So really just use all the things that you can find, it doesn't matter what you've got, and see what you can do to make. Maybe you could make some octopus, or maybe you could make some starfish or different things to go into your sea. But now that ours are looking all quite fish-like, I thought that we might make some things to go around them just to make it a little bit more like they are under the sea. So to start making it look a little bit more like my fish are under the sea, I've got some strips of tissue paper. If you don't have tissue paper, you could use gift wrap or ribbon. You could use wool, or again, you could just colour in the paper that you do have. The tissue paper is quite nice because you can scrunch it, and not only does it make a really good scrunching sound when you do that, it starts to look a little bit more like it might be a bit of seaweed floating around under the sea. So have a look around again, see if you've got maybe some wrappers from something, some packaging that you are going to throw away that you could either colour in or use to make some seaweed, and that will give the impression that your fish are floating around. And we're just going to stick those along the sides and the bottom of the picture and make it look a little bit like your fish are floating around under the ocean. Here we go, our very under the water picture. I've just crumpled up some tissue paper and stuck it to the sides and along the bottom to look like seaweed. I've made some little bubbles in the water to show where the fish are moving around to make it look like they're swimming around happily. But really, you could put all sorts of things in your picture. What else might you find under the sea? A shipwreck maybe, or an anchor, maybe some caves or some treasure. And really what you use is entirely up to you and what you can find in your house. It's a bit like looking for treasure. Go and have a hunt around and see what you can find. All sorts of bits and pieces that you can reuse to make your picture. Check with a grown-up first that it's okay to use them. But there might be all sorts of treasure lurking in your house that you hadn't thought to use to make a picture. Give it a go. See what happens. We'd love to see what sort of treasures you find in your under the water scene. We would love to see all the super smiley fish in your splashy under the sea pictures that you made with all the treasure you found in your house. And we'd love to see you again next week when it'll be time for another story. Until then, bye bye.